Hi, my name is Ayili, and I would like to talk to you about taming the brain. Yes, you heard me. Sometimes you really do need to tame the brain. We all know that the brain is man's greatest tool, and it has a processing speed of 3000 GHz. To put this in context, the average speed of the most powerful computer, or the fastest computer, is plus or minus 4 GHz. So the brain is really powerful, and it's a great tool for man to have. But there's a question. And what's this question? Can this ability also be a great disability? Brain scientists have actually thought about this question. And a brain scientist called Jeffrey Steiner wrote an article. And this article is titled, "Why Wise Leaders Don't Know Too Much." Why wise leaders don't know too much. And Jeffrey thinks, and I agree with him, that the biggest risk of knowledge is to be frozen by information, or to be victims of what he calls the knowledge trap, or what we all call analysis paralysis. And in my experience, I have seen so many businesses, so many startups never really start up for this reason. I've seen so many projects also never get off the ground for this same reason. Now, Jeffrey Steiner, the brain scientist, has come up with all these theories. And sometimes it's just good to go beyond theories. So let me share some of my desktop research on successful people and how they've dealt with this knowledge trap. Let's start with number one, Elon Musk, second richest man in the world. And in an interview with New York Times, Elon Musk says he no longer does business plans. That the first and last time he did a business plan was when he set up his first company called Z2. And as far as he's concerned, business plans are all wrong. He just gets with the program and moves on. Let's move on to Richard Branson, 3.6 billion USD net worth. And this is what Richard Branson says. He has what he calls the Richard test, which means if something is not able to be written on the back of an envelope, then it's probably not a good idea. If it doesn't fit on the back of an envelope, it's probably not a good idea. And there's more. Let's go to Amazon's Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos has come up with what he calls the 2-pizza rule. And what's the 2-pizza rule? He basically says that if people attending a meeting can't eat 2 pizzas and be satisfied, then we have too many people in the meeting. And that's just his own way of trying to cut out too many ideas, because too many inventors can spoil a great idea. Let's move on to Mark Cuban, American billionaire, 4-point-something billion net worth. And in an interview he says, in the last 20 years, he has cut out meetings and telephone calls. All he wants to do is receive emails. Email him, he will take his time, think about it, and respond to you. He just wants to focus. But he says that if you want to write him a check, he's happy to do a meeting. And then let's go on to Bill Gates. And Bill Gates sums it up very well. And he says, part of the reason why he's successful is that he focuses on just a few things at a given time. Think about this. I'm sure you've had a minute to think about this. And if you really think about it, you will agree with me that many successful people understand certain concepts and they talk it and they live it. Concepts like simplicity, plain old simplicity, bite sizes, not taking on more than you can chew, one at a time. Focus, avoid the devil in the detail, and they've all succeeded with great results. So I ask you this question: how many eggs can you crack at once? 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, or even 4? Send me a message. I'd really like to know your thoughts.